Good evening, everyone. Rugby, well, club rugby reverts back to its status quo this weekend, and two teams here hoping to reboot their campaign. Internationals back in camp, but not necessarily back into action. Zebre Nasove makes his debut in the Zebre back row. There he is wearing 6. Giacomo Da Re gets the 10 jersey for the home side, with Trulla swapping Azzurri blue for Zebre blue and yellow. The Italian breakaways with a great mix in that 6, 7 and 8 role this evening. The international trio of Dowie Lake, Jack Morgan and Gareth Thomas not in the Welsh group this evening. James Fender returns to the engine room. As ever, Justin Tipperick in wearing the 7 shirt. Kieran Hardy there forms part of the hinge. He is the only backline change from their last match. It is a very young bench, average age 23 for Toby Booth to utilise this evening. Well, it's been a month since the Ospreys have had meaningful action. Booth says it's been an opportune hiatus with his immense injury list. 18 unavailable this evening, but the feel-good factor from the Brewery Field with that win over Edinburgh is valuable ammunition, and Morgan Morris leading his team out now, no doubt urging them to get onto the front foot as quickly as possible. A big evening for that man, Keelan Giles, making his 100th appearance for the Ospreys. That win over the Scottish side pushed Zebre back to the basement, a not unfamiliar berth, it has to be said, for the Palmer outfit. But new head coach Massimo Brunelli is quietly confident with their development, and he'll be hoping that these youngsters can now press on into this second tranche of games. Ian Kenny made his URC debut on the whistle in this clash in Swansea last year. Now he's on his 5th league game. Well, it's been a very pleasant winter's day in these parts, but as the sun disappears, so the temperature drops and the fog has flooded in. Thankfully, it seems to have moved away for now as we get set for round 7 of the BKT URC.
Just wait till then.
It's 16th against 14th. 3 points between these two sides on the league ladder. So valuable points on offer for victory this evening.
Let me get everyone in place first. Guys, are we ready to go? Yes.
Owen Williams is going to get things underway for the visitors.
Ready, guys? Zebre, Ospreys ready?
I'm Simon Ward, delighted to have former Italy fly half Ian McKinley alongside me for this one. Ian, it's always difficult to gauge whether an autumn break is of any use or advantage to either of these sides. What do you make of it?
Yeah, absolutely, Simon. Great to be here. And Zebre did have a friendly last week against Benetton down in Florence, so I wonder will that stand to them?
It'll be interesting to see tactically how it's going to work. I was talking to Toby Booth during the week, and he was very adamant that they needed to set up in the first half an hour or so, just make sure they were playing in the right parts of the pitch against what is a very heavy, methodical Zebre pack.
Yeah, and you can already see Zebre putting huge pressure at the ruck time, but just as you said, Ospreys looking to play that territory game early doors.
Kieran Hardy hangs one high. Nobody can take possession until Luca Rizzoli getting the #1 shirt this evening with Daniele Fischetti, the Italian loosehead, given the night off. Williams gets good distance.
Inside.
You'd say pretty much even Stevens from that kicking contest to start things off.
Yeah, we've just seen the 2 10s there. Giacomo Da Re has come over from Benetton, going up against Owen Williams. Both really important figures for both teams. See how they go.
Sam Parry, Ospreys hooker this evening. Good start with the darts into that midfield with the captain tonight, Morgan Morris. Such a consistent performer for the Ospreys after the last few years. Oh, Jack Walsh stumbling into it. He's done very well to keep possession there. Here's an early opportunity for the Ospreys to test out the Zebre defence. Giles with Tipperick outside him, shepherded out the way there by Trulla. Savvy play, you would have to say, from the international winger.
Yeah, but it's very clever from the Ospreys. Got a little bit lucky with the bounce of the ball there, but playing the game in the right areas.
Putting pressure on the home side, right next to their try line. Fusco manages to clear. Several of these Italians were away with Gonzalo Quesada's team. Fusco only had a few minutes off the bench against Georgia.
Oh, guys. Numbers, please. 6 or 7. 6 first, all right?
Ian Kenny just making sure the maths are right in both teams.
Receiver.
Born in Dublin, but works out of Aberdeen, product of the Caledonia Refereeing Society. No doubt proud to see their man get more professional experience. The cutback is from Kieran Williams. Parry going nowhere fast, so resets for the Ospreys just outside the 22.
Use, guys.
Harri Deaves getting a chance to show his full worth in the absence of Jack Morgan. A mess at the breakdown, and it's turnover for Zebre. Looking to the short side. Break there from Enrico Lucchin. They come on the charge. There is Nasove, the Fijian, well, second row, back rower really. Little dab through from Da Re.
No advantage, correct for penalty. High tackle. You just slipped up, okay.
Yeah, but it's a very positive start from both teams. Zebre putting a huge amount of pressure at the ruck. See, that was their third counter ruck early doors, so obviously identifying something there. Maybe in how the Ospreys approach the ruck, or maybe there is that lightness in their second row, you know, with all those injuries that you alluded to early doors. You see Lucchin here drawing and passing, and then just a little high shot. Bertaccini got his first international cap, wasn't it, against Georgia. A lot thought of him.
Yep, 8 minutes off the bench. I think he replaced Menoncello for that brief time, but it means it's on the CV now. Zebre just look to make sure they've got 15 going again. There's Giacomo Ferrari. Used to be captain of the Italy under-20s. Captain Jack, we used to call him. He had that sort of suave, cinematic look.
Yeah, and he's got someone in his position who's on the bench, Giovanni Licata, who's got international experience there, so a good role model for him, but he's certainly a powerful player, and another big duel going up against Morgan Morris, who's a focal point certainly for this Ospreys pack.
Are you okay?
Hopefully the Moldovan Neculai is back, as is that man, so Zebre can look to get up into the opposition 22 for the first time in this match.
On the line. 9 staying back. Just take a step back, hooker.
Tommaso Di Bartolomeo was called up to the Azzurri training camp. Didn't get any game time, but obviously on Gonzalo Quesada's radar. Luca Bigi is on the bench for this one this evening. Fusco looks down that short side. No way through there. Good handling from the tight head. And suddenly Zebre onto the front foot in their attacks. There's Ferrari. Around the corner comes Rizzoli. Starting to dent that white line.
No
Lucchin.
foul play, play on. No foul play.
Referee ignoring the clamours of the crowd.
Ready, 6.
Stavile. Zambonin. Another young man who's on that international radar.
Back foot.
Just on the fringes of the international call-up, having been in the training squad for this Autumn Nation Series.
7 out.
Diligent defence so far from the Welsh side. Suddenly it's opened up a little bit more. Jacopo Trulla keeping the ball alive. It's good handling. Nasove. The continuity, very impressive from Zebre. Can they make something of it? The little feed is out and they're going to get the first try. Simone Gesi finishes off a great team effort from the home side. They tested the Ospreys defence right and left, and in the end they had enough room in that left-hand corner for the Mosquito to go in.
That is an excellent try from Zebre. Patience. Would have loved to have seen that tackle on Enrico Lucchin. Maybe jump out of my seat. There was some impact, but great loading from the backs here. A few Ospreys players not happy with that last pass from Trulla to Gesi. But really well orchestrated, and as I said, really not, looking for the audacious pass. They were patient and got their reward.
For me, yes.
Certainly impressive attacking work, coherent attacking work from the home side. Giacomo Da Re looking to just add important extras, albeit inside the first 8 minutes of this game. Squeezes it inside the right, and the full 7 is on the board for the home side.
Yeah, and I think what might be just a little bit worrying for the Ospreys there is we're just seeing the end product, but there was a couple of big carries coming in, particularly from Neculai. Zebre's number 3, tight head. He's around 20 stone. He's not no small man. There's a lot of promise around Italian rugby that this guy can be the next tight head for the next 10 years or so. He's been unfortunate the last few years with injury, but has made a good start here tonight.
It certainly has been through part of the Italian age group system as well. Good take from Prisciantelli.
Use it. Use now.
Rare to see that.
I saw that once, and the ball was thrown with the jersey on it. I can't remember the game. But
Use.
Fusco continuing unabated.
Access was good there.
Good work from Owen Williams to release Walsh.
Still without a shirt.
No time to stop, is that?
Release. Tackler. Penalty advantage.
Penalty call goes for the Ospreys. They play. Walsh find no way through, so they'll go back for that penalty call. And Fusco will go back for his shirt.
They put in some good hit, a big hit there, but again, it's a really silly penalty to give away. I think it was Rizzoli. Got to listen to the referee who's saying tackler, release.
No.
Kept chasing a lost cause and giving the Ospreys now easy access into the 22.
It is one of those things, I guess, and you're bilingual, I know, but do the Italian players complain that they don't always understand the referee's directions if they're not?
It's probably an easy out, but you do. It's a good point, because you do often see a lot of referees speak French, and maybe a few words in Italian mightn't hurt the cause.
Into that midfield again to invite Kieran Williams. Ball goes loose.
Feet 7.
And it's the Zebre forwards who are picking up the pieces once again. Ferrari.
You're fine too, the ball's available.
Giacomo Da Re sweeps that left boot through the ball and gets an easy clearance and a chance for his team to reset.
Yeah, we're just seeing here, you know, Great Banks is unlucky. He took 2 bites at it, just sort of took out all the momentum, and that's the advantage for Zebre, having Da Re at out half, you know, a left-footed option, and Prisciantelli, a fullback, being a right when you're in those midfield rucks. Just makes it that bit easier to exit your area.
Hardi. Quick transference to open up the left for Giles now. What's he got? Prisciantelli is up to it. The support is there from Kasende.
He's off feet first.
Here comes Deaves. Once again, the Ospreys get into the opposition 22. Owen Williams with a kick pass, but it's volleyed away. And the Ospreys have to scuttle back towards their own half. Now, can they resurrect things? Good work from Owen Watkin. Both of the 13s today had a few minutes off the bench. We mentioned Bertaccini. Watkin, of course, came off the bench in that game against South Africa. Having started both tests in Australia in the summer, he might have hoped for a bit more exposure on home territory this autumn.
Yeah, again, we're just seeing there Zambonin. You've been explained to by Ian Kenny that you can't put your hands on the ground like that before getting the ball again. It's just those silly little errors, but again, Ospreys looking threatening. You know, great first phase play to get the ball into Giles's hands. He's such a dangerous broken field runner. You know, it's amazing to think what his 100th cap, and hasn't been capped for Wales. A very exciting player. Good to see that they're trying to get the ball into his hands early doors, see what he can do.
Well, he got so close, didn't he, this summer? Had to withdraw from that Wales tour to Australia. Had hernia and adductor issues, so still no international cap on the mantelpiece for the young left winger, but the quality is there, no question about that. He's just got to keep fit and hope that the chance appears again, as another chance appears for him now. Stepping inside, pulled down. Trulla.
You can't dive on a ball emerging from a ruck.
It's one of the rules I cannot stand. Does my head in that within a metre of the ruck, if the ball pops out like that, you can't dive on the ball. It goes against every natural instinct any player would have. It's a good contest for the ball, just spills out.
It's out.
Yeah,
surely that's out.
It is, but you can't dive on it within. There's an imaginary metre around that ruck, and it's one of the rules I wholeheartedly disagree with, or laws, as you should say.
Yeah, of course, we're going back to pre-Autumn Nations Series interpretations with the club rugby.
Play away now, play away.
Just about got used to the escort rule and the 20-minute red card, etc., etc. The Ospreys were told by the referee to get on with it. It didn't happen. Kieran Hardy showing his frustration. Again, Toby Booth has seen his team get into the red zone, as he'll know it, without coming away with points.
Yeah, and he'll be bitterly disappointed. It's a couple of visits and haven't been able to apply much pressure in this area just yet, but what is promising from the Ospreys is that they are getting into these areas. And this would be a telling part of the game now. You know, that scrum battle. And
you okay through? Time on.
Will Greatbanks and James Fender, the second rowers for the Ospreys this evening. You mentioned Adam Beard, who unfortunately is going to be out for 3 months at least, so we're told. James Ratty may be back before Christmas. Rhys Davis, Will Griffiths due to be back at some point, but the injury list has just never seemingly got shorter for the Ospreys. Indeed, Toby Booth reckons he's been working with a 60% fit squad through the course of these 6, now 7 rounds, and it's very difficult for any coach to really maximise his game plan when he's changing personnel so frequently.
100%, and even just to gain momentum. And Nice little trick play from the Ospreys here.
Good work from Morris. Advantage call is there for the Welsh side should they need it. Hardi just looking at that short, but going open. Good handling from Walsh. Kasende sets it back, and round come the forwards, led by Parry. Williams and Watkin combining to try and get the ball left. They're going to have to get the forwards engaged as well. Fender did his arm, of course, in that game against Perpignan back in January in his first appearance.
Come back to the penalty. Number 9, no arms.
No arm tackle from Alessandro Fusco is the reason given by the referee.
Yeah, and it was on that trick play down the blind from the line out, and again it's just that discipline factor. It's been a constant thorn in Zebre's history, really. Just you can't be doing it, you can't be painting these pictures for referees. And you know, the Ospreys, the way they're attacking at the moment, it's only a matter of time until they do get something, as they are looking dangerous, ball in hand.
Right, big moment for Sam Parry, big moment for the Ospreys. Line-out has been in good fettle so far this season. With Parry and Lake, of course, the two premier hookers for the South Wales side. Take from Fender. The squeeze comes on from his 7 heavy-duty compatriots. Hardy brings it out to bring Williams through. Kieran Williams, that is, of course. Around the corner comes Harri Deaves. Scored the first try here back in January 23. In the first minute it was then, last time that Ospreys were in town. Momentum just slowing down now. Zebre seeming to have their defenders in prime position. Morris. Head down and drive from the Ospreys captain. They go again. Parry finds no way through. Hardy trying to direct operations. Tipperick. Just get the feeling now Ospreys need to get something from this. Have they?
Penalty advantage.
Penalty advantage again. Thrown wide, and it's Kasende. Postman Dan delivers. The Ospreys get their first score inside the first quarter, and pressure means points for the visitors. Well worked score from the Ospreys.
Yeah, much like Zebre's try, patience, going through the phases, not panicking, taking the right options at the right moment, and it's a simple finish for Kasende in the end. And Kieran Hardy has been very busy, the Ospreys number 9 so far, with an excellent pass off his left. Gorgeous bit of skill, that. And again, they have looked very, very dangerous with ball in hand, Ospreys, and it's, you know, it's no more than they deserve.
Yes, a very, very well-earned score from the visitors. And now looking to see whether Owen Williams can tie things up on the scoreboard. A very good conversion from the Ospreys 10. That will do him and his team the world of good as the score equalises on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think we thought that the Ospreys had scored just in that phase there, but again, Seeing the beautiful pass from Hardy and Owen Williams with a gorgeous touchline conversion. He really is a quality player, and sure, Toby Booth is only but delighted to have him.
I just think those points off the tee will do him the world of good, because he's been kicking only sort of half of the opportunities, as he did last season, and is very much a confidence player. And to see that ball sail through the post from that angle, you know yourself, Ian, just to get the first one on the board and know your sat-nav's in the right place.
No, absolutely, it's a confidence builder, but he's a very gifted individual. Just even see it in his play. But again, talking about discipline from Zebre and Giles there, again, you really just need to keep your head or be clever in those scenarios.
It was fairly blatant, it has to be said.
Yeah, and you saw one in the Ireland-Australia game earlier.
Yeah.
Just got to be smarter in that area.
Numbers, guys.
Di Bartolomeo making his 6th start this evening. He's 23 years of age, so one of this young crop of Italy under-20s, as they were coming through now into prominence with senior teams. There's another one, Giacomo Ferrari. Good work from Tipperick, making sure there was no gaps in that midfield, forcing Zebre to go back and go again. Da Re just weighing up the option of that diagonal kick, but thinking better of it. Stavile. There goes the Zebre hooker once again. You just see that white line holding its own, if not increasing a little bit. That was flat, if not forward, but referee's happy. And the ball pops out, and Great Banks gratefully secures possession.
That's a real positive set from the Ospreys. Look controlled, we're getting up off the line, making dominant hits. I think that pass was forward, so probably fair enough that the Ospreys regained possession.
Harri Deaves breaks one tackle. Former Pontypridd centre now making good impact in the Ospreys back row. The knock forward, I think, was adjudged, and of course then Nasove is offside.
6 blue is offside.
Yeah, very much advantage Ospreys, and you just see those quality players, you know, Williams, Hardy, Tipperick, you know, just with that little bit of experience, and Hardy's really playing a leader's role, you know, just getting the basics right. It was a good box kick, nice and contestable, and just forcing that error from Zebre. And again, another silly penalty. You got to know whenever you knock it on, you can't touch the ball if you're ahead like that. And again, easy meters for the Ospreys.
So another chance for the visitors to just get them established in and around the Zebre 22. Well, that pass not helping Kieran Williams there. And he's not that tall, I know, but that was bootlaces and below, wasn't it?
Yeah, he didn't get any favours there, especially when you're coming onto the ball. It was, you know, they're probably looking to hit up relatively tight when you're coming at speed like that. You got a pass like that, it's pretty difficult to control.
Garyn Phillips, Sam Parry and Tom Bota, the Ospreys front row, starting front row this evening.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
We just see Neculai trying to really win that hit. I suppose Zebre are going to be looking for a big scrum here just to reignite the game a little bit. It just seems to have gone, from their point of view, a little bit flat, and that is credit to the Ospreys and what they've done defensively.
Neculai on this near side, 132 kilos that Garyn Phillips is up against. Even for a man as big as Phillips, he's having to concede 10 kilos on this side. Ferrari lets his scrum off, move it and use it. And here comes Zebre. Stavile hurdles one. Can't get the ball away, but it's still there for the home side. Good work from Owen Watkin, the defence captain, doing his job and more there for his side. Tipperick staying firm. Again, that ball out the back. Again, a little dab through from Prisciantelli. Is it going to work? It is! It's that man, Gesi, again. Well, again, this Zebre's attack, so impressive, so accurate in their execution. I think we're going to have a check with Colin Brett to make sure there was no foot in touch, perhaps, or...
Just make sure there wasn't a foot in touch.
First impressions, Ian?
First impression was, I think it was a try, and that's what Ian Kenny, the referee, is saying. And, you know, great little kick here from Prisciantelli, and you were thinking for all your money that it's gone out, but Gesi showing his potential. A bit like, remember Monte Ioane scoring a try against the Southern Kings like this when the ball was out, just dots it down.
This is the angle that would tell us, I guess. He's in. You can hear the officials talking it through, and that looks a good 5-pointer, I would suggest.
I think the key thing is in the wording. The on-field decision was try. Is there any clear evidence? Does that left little toe touch the line?
It's this step here.
It is. We're just waiting. It's a blade of grass here or there, I think.
Well, you can tell from the reaction the officials are satisfied, and once again Simone Gesi scores a brace against the Ospreys. He did it in the first half last year at Swansea, just over a year ago, and he's done it again here at the Stadio Sergio Lanfranchi. See the pressure from Dan Casende on Giacomo Da Re, just playing off there. Yeah, he appreciates the effort from the opposition winger.
Yeah, just letting him know he's there. But what I really loved, I mean, we're seeing the end of it here. Again, the finish, which was excellent, but what was really impressive was the power in that Zebre scrum. That's a brilliant take.
Ooh, from this angle.
Which we didn't see before.
Which we didn't see before.
No. Might tell a different story.
Ooh, that's interesting.
That's Italian directors playing a few games, who knows?
Well, 5 points is on the board, and Zebre have the lead once again. And once again have the ball as they try and rumble their way out of their own 22 with Neculai happy to do the hard yards. Fusco comes from a wonderful rugby family. His great-grandfather was an Italian international, and rugby runs in the veins of the Fusco family. Apparently just letting the young scrum half down there.
It was delicately poised, this game, isn't it, after 27 minutes coming up to 28. A tit for tat. disappointed with that Fusco, just not getting the scraps. Trulla did well to get up, to contest for that ball, but how will the Ospreys react now from this scrum? They're demolished in the last one. Can they get the ball out to these backs who have been running some beautiful lines? Been very accurate so far.
Kieran Hardy, big day for the young man, 29 today. Looking to get a present or two from the opposition.
It seems like he's been around forever, you know,
yeah.
But again, it's a really accomplished half-back pairing with him and Williams. You know, always a difficult player to play against when he's on form.
Yeah, the former Scarlet, now wearing the white of the Ospreys. Ruben Morgan-Williams out at the moment. Dan Edwards, I'm told, may well be fit and available to start the European campaign next weekend. Of course, with the Lions coming to the Swansea.com stadium. 8, 9 and 10 combining as Giles comes off his wing, looking for a little gap. Walsh with the drive through. Good tackling though from JC. And the counter ruck is in operation to give Zebre the ball. Stavile waiting to feed.
It's been a really impressive aspect from Zebre, the real focus there, putting at the ruck time.
There has been a precision to their play, hasn't there, in many facets of it, which maybe hasn't always been their strongest point in previous matches.
No, they certainly, at the moment anyway, seem a lot more compact and just seem to be a lot more calm. If they could just cut out a few of these discipline issues, silly penalties, they'd be in a lot stronger position.
Hardy hangs one high, doesn't get an awful lot of distance. In fact, it's working its way back towards halfway. Good tackle. I couldn't see who that was, came through.
It was Owen Watkin, I think. That was some thumping tackle.
Just as well, because Di Bartolomeo looked like he was preparing to rev the engine there.
He just doesn't get enough purchase on this one, Hardy. And
Bosh, sit down, sir.
Again, he's another one of these ones, you know, Owen Watkin, he's plenty of test match experience, you know. Really important player for this Ospreys cause.
Yeah, Neculai is being led off the pitch now. Not sure what the exact problem is there, but Matteo Nocera will presumably like for like replacement.
This is the, I suppose, I mean, obviously players can't avoid injuries, but this has been a theme in the last few years with Neculai. You know, he hasn't really put many games together through no fault of his own. I'm saying he's shown enough even in his 30 minutes how powerful he is in his carries and in the tight work in the scrum. So hopefully it's nothing too serious.
So Nocera against Garyn Phillips on this near side. Phillips, of course, still a relative rookie in front row terms, 23 years of age. Hardy looks at that short side. Williams gets the call from Watkin. All the way through for Tom Borta. Coming back from injury off the bench in that Edinburgh game. Seems to have been around the Ospreys for a long time. The ricochet works for Zebre fortuitously. And then it's Tipperick who picks the pocket of that Zebre attack. And the Welsh side can set out their stall to attack once again. Walsh Little dab through for Giles. Well, a hesitation from Da Re, support from Williams. And here's the opportunity for the Ospreys to get back. Great Banks just stopping as he went into the contact there, but strong enough to set the ball back. Watkins. Options left and right. They're loading up to the left. Again, will Great Banks. Staying strong. Now the Ospreys looking to get, once again, points from the visit into the 22. Just being forced back, but holding their cool. Jack Walsh holding the ball for his scrum half to reset. Just see Zebre moving away from the danger area. Tipperick, Watkin, Walsh. Walsh with that little show and go, drifts through the gap. Morris calls, goes head over tails over Di Bartolomeo's tackle. Advantage is being called there by the referee, Buta. Kasende offers to do some hard yards. Deaves. Good tackle there from Krumov. Williams trying to cut back into the weaker shoulder. No. Penalty is still in existence, says the referee.
Ball's out. And here it goes.
That was an extraordinary passage of play. So messy, had everything, excitement.
For me. That's why it's different.
It mightn't be the prettiest, most free-flowing game, but it has everything at the moment, and it's hard to predict it. It's hard to tell where it's going.
Well, each side's attack seems to have the threat, whether it's down to the opposition defence that they've not been able to get through, or down to their own execution, is a moot point, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a bit of both. You're just seeing the tackle on Morgan Morris there, big collisions. That's why I would have loved to have seen the one earlier on Lucchin to see the difference with that, but some of the impacts in this game are fairly colossal.
Big opportunity here for the visitors as we move towards the final 5 minutes of this first half. Fender pulls it in. Parry comes round to drive the train. Few of the backs try to add a little extra oomph, and they succeed. Lucchin doing very well to derail the Ospreys Express there.
Sam Parry did exceptionally well there. Did enough just to get his body around.
Hands on the floor means another penalty to the Ospreys.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get a warning here now.
Nasove, who has the finger pointed at him. Good work from Ian Kenny, just settling everybody down.
Yeah, and in a game that's been
on the line, please.
Fairly chaotic, he's remained calm.
Well, the chaos theory is something I know Toby Booth likes his team to operate in. Now they're trying to maximise it. I think Deaves has lost it there on the pickup. So, a feather in the cap for that Zebre defence.
Yeah, and it was just Deaves. Love to see it again. Just did someone's foot get in the way, or just no? It's just a simple error, and he's been very good in this first half. Oh, just
caught the back of Morris's ankle, I think, there, didn't it?
It's just those small little inches.
Bertaccini just having a chat from the referee. Bertaccini, a permit player for Zebre. Can you with your Italian knowledge, give us an idea of how that works, why they're called permit players?
Yeah, so I would have been one, and it's I suppose it's the equivalent in France of being a medical joker. So he's still assigned to one of the clubs in the Serie A Elite, which is a level below this, but he's caught the attention of the Zebre coaches, and not only at Zebre but internationally, and he's still attached to Valo Rugby, but I'm sure not for much longer.
Which of course is where Nasove, the Fijian, has come from as well. I think he played there last season.
He was there last season, yeah, so it's
part of the pyramid then.
It is. Reggio would be one of the cities close by, which is not too far away, so there's a big strong link, but good shove from the Ospreys.
That's good power coming through from James Fender and co.
Yeah, and if there's ever a scrum to go and attack, it's one on the opposition 5-meter line, and they'll be bitterly disappointed, the Ospreys, with maybe not converting more of the opportunities that they have had in the 22. Big chance to get a big shove here.
Zebre 8 just about holding the thrust, but Ferrari picks up and tries to take his team away from danger. Fusco waiting for the forwards to come round and reset themselves. Rusiate Nasove, Fijian flanker, does the job once again. And Fusco gets the clearance. It works out quite well, in fact, to take his team out of the 22.
Initially it looked like he sliced it a little bit, but still an opportunity for the Ospreys here to try tag on something just before half-time.
Sam Parry getting so annoyed with his team, but poor old Garyn Phillips needs a bit of attention.
I wonder if that's going to be used on the
Monday morning review. Front rows, aren't they?
It's a unique club.
What happened to the front row union?
Listen, my dad played hooker back in the 70s, so thankfully I didn't get in the front row, but certainly an elite group to be in. Some serious characters in there.
Tough as take, as is that man, of course, Justin Tipperick. Supposedly in his last season at the Ospreys. I think he's been mooted for defence coach for next season. I don't suppose there's many people who know more about defence than that man. Fender, Parry into that midfield. Deaves combining with his skipper to take the Ospreys over that 22-metre line. Another penalty. Well, Massimo Brunello just a little bit concerned now, because he knows, yeah, too many penalties inside the 22 for the home side.
Yeah, he gave it for rolling, but I think initially Ian Kenny was saying no to not go for the ball, and probably could have been a little bit louder in his communication, but gave it for not rolling it.
He's saying that it's Zambonin not releasing the player, but it looked like it was Rizzoli who got himself over the ball.
Yeah, well, I think that would have been the penalty to give it against, because Rizzoli even early on in the first half was pinged for the same thing. But anyway, it's giving Owen Williams, you would assume, a guaranteed 3 points.
Owen Williams goes 2 from 2, and the Ospreys go to 10.
And I think they were hoping that was going to be half-time, but still time for the restart.
It's an intriguing contest because both teams have had their moments when they look to capitalise on big possession, but I have to say the Ospreys have probably had most of the ball. It's just that Zebre took those 2 chances, and there it goes, the half-time whistle. 3 tries we've had. Kasende and Owen Williams with his boot getting Ospreys into double figures, but it's a JC double so far that has got the home side in front at half-time. It's Zebre leading 12 points to 10.
Di diversi si scontrano per creare un intrattenimento senza rivali. Assicurati che tutti coloro che guardano a casa di Sky possono sentire l'energia di fan bucare lo schermo delle loro televisioni.
Welcome back to the Stadio Sergio Lanfranchi, where the visitors have had most of the ball, most of the territory, but as you can see, it's the hosts that have their noses in front. It's been one of those matches that you're never quite sure what's going to happen next, but you suspect for Toby Booth there's satisfaction in the way that they've been able to control the ball, but obviously concern that they're behind on the scoreboard.
We're okay.
Yeah, and I think credit to Zebre and how they took their tries. Certainly debate about the second one, but certainly they're playing the game in the right areas, and take comfort from that. A long way to go in this game.
That's the voice of former Italy fly half Ian McKinley. I'm Simon Ward. Great to have your company with us this Saturday evening. No changes that we know of at half-time, just looking across the ranks.
Scrum advantage over.
There's Geronimo Prisciantelli. Lovely break from Lucchin.
3 offside, penalty.
Fusco.
Number 3 offside.
Penalty awarded against Tom Borta. Zebre playing the advantage. Look at the work of Justin Tipperick. There's an open side if you ever wanted to see some of the craft of an open side flanker.
It's brilliant to see, using all of his experience.
Flat pass.
Back to the penalty, number 3.
They will go back for the pen on this near side.
Get back onside.
And again, it was a good break from Enrico Lucchin, getting his hands free, which enabled Zebre just to gain a few more meters. He's always there, Tipperick, isn't he? He's just making a mess of everything, but clear offside. Didn't get back behind the hindmost foot.
The old gag about number 7's house name is always offside because that's where they live.
Come on, guys.
Right, opportunity.
Guys, do you have a receiver? Okay, that's fine.
And Kenny just checking positions and numbers. Tommaso Di Bartolomeo has to go again. Beautiful lob throw. Saw the arc of that ball as it landed in the grateful mitts of Leonard Krumov.
Penalty advantage, collapse in 5.
It's a free play for Zebre. Trying to keep themselves in the field of play. Anybody seen the ball? There it is.
Penalty advantage, new.
Still the penalty is in place for the home side.
186.
Luca Rizzoli, almost but not quite. They go again. Alarm bells ringing in the Ospreys camp early in this second half. Now it's thrown wide. Da Re throws it very wide, and it's the other winger this time, Jacopo Trulla. JC with 2 tries in that first half, and now his opposite wingman goes in for the third. Well, the forwards, the architects of that Zebre score.
Yeah, I was going to say, normally whenever wingers are scoring tries, it goes to show that your attack is flourishing and going well, but credit to the Zebre forwards putting in all the hard yards. Da Re with a lovely loopy pass off his left, much like here at Hardy in the first half. But again, what I like about Zebre in that one is just the composed measure. You know, I've been watching Zebre for many, many years, and a lot of the times it's frantic, frenetic, but it was a controlled approach. It was measured. It was a very important kick from Da Re, just to tag on the extra 2 points.
He swings it beautifully through the uprights to take his team into a 2-score lead. Giacomo Da Re kicking 80% this season. With a rare start in the 10 shirt. He's now 2 out of 3 so far.
And it's good to see him getting an opportunity. He didn't get much game time when he was at Benetton, but he is a very talented player. What sort of response now can the Ospreys bring?
Lovely take from Zambonin, using the full effect of his 6'7" frame. Fusco biding his time before lifting the ball over the on-rushing Ospreys defender. There's the Ospreys captain, Morgan Morris, such a consistent performer, leading in successive carries in most meters for a forward, had 60 tackles into that performance so far this season. And you can see the value that he brings to the South Wales side.
I thought that was a really poor decision from Prisciantelli. It was a poor kick. There was space and abundance on the left there, whether it was him going himself or someone else cutting a line. It was an opportunity missed to apply more pressure.
Williams is never looking for touch there, forcing Da Re into kicking the ball back, and he accepts it and hands it on to Jack Walsh. Walsh, of course, very prominent fly half in his own career, but playing in the 15 shirt now. Max Nagy is on the bench for the Ospreys this evening.
Jack Walsh so important to their calls, most meters. That's a great take.
That was Trulla hanging high to take that one. Now it's going to go on to the opposite wing. Beg your pardon, that was JC on this near side. Great work from Morris. Important interception. Defender trying to move the ball along. I think they'll go back.
2 knock-ons.
There's the Ospreys bench. There is Max Nagy. As mentioned, he's been waiting to have an impact. Of course, out with injury for so long, and he was really in such prominent form in the Ospreys 15 shirt. So a change in the front. Luca Rizzoli being replaced by Muhamed Hasa. The Albanian loose head coming on early in this second half. There he is on this near side. Looks like Gonzalo Garcia has been called to action, judging by the urgency of his exit from the seat.
And he had a good run with Argentina. You see this scrum power coming through.
Lucchin to Da Re. JC, his wing to add the extra. Easy kick though for Jack Walsh to field there.
Yeah, that's two really poor plays from Zebre. The first one from Prisciantelli, which I mentioned. Again, that's just too easy for the Ospreys to read. Again, an easy exit.
Again, Zebre being invited to play from their own half, and Prisciantelli leading his team back into enemy territory. Another captain whose stats show so well. Most carries this season, second most meters run, second offloads as well. Trulla puts the ball through, and well, the Zebre fans happy with their lot so far. Certainly with that scoreboard as it reads 10 minutes into the second half.
We see the tifosi, the fans of Zebre seem pretty happy after these first 9 minutes.
And 6 blue.
Will Great Banks is off, and there is Giovanni Licata replacing Nasove, and Garyn Phillips also has run his race this evening. You see Lewis Jones on in the number 19 jersey for the visitors. There he is on the left of your picture.
It's not going to be about... Oh dear, guys. Like, discipline has to be better.
I don't think Ian Kenny could have laid it out any more specifically, could he?
Unless he said it in Italian, but no,
he did say it slowly, to be fair.
Yeah, for everyone else at home, absolutely couldn't be clearer. I'm not exactly sure what he pinged for there, but you know, there's a good opportunity for Ospreys to gain a bit of possession now, get back into this early part of the second half.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes have been pretty much about the hosts. Now, the Ospreys need to get their attacking game into some shape. Defender having to hustle and bustle to get through the contact. He's done very well there. Oh, has he?
Play.
Yeah. Let's come back on the white side.
Knock on by White on the goal.
I tell you what Ian Kenny is doing, he's letting the contest go at rough time, you know. Some refs might have pinged a penalty for Zebre there. Fusco got his hands on the ball, lifted it off the ground, but he's letting the contest go.
Not by you.
That was it, I think. Fender unable to control it in his 10 turtle position as he was.
Yeah, but again, it's another good attacking position here for Zebre. Can they get the ball to Gesi? So exciting.
Taken quickly, Licata been in possession of this Zebre 8 shirt for most of this season, but getting a half off before being brought onto the bench again, looking for that wrap. Winger to winger on the far side. Trulla played on the right wing against New Zealand and Georgia.
Ripped by White, then regathered by Blue.
Play continues. Prisciantelli can't get it back cleanly, and it's Kasende putting pressure inside the Zebre 22. Good work from the South African.
No, he was okay, he was going for the ball. Use.
Well, the Ospreys have got themselves back into the Zebre 22. Unable to get possession and we often talk about the Italian side, Zebre in particular, about having that composure, being able to execute under pressure, particularly inside the last quarter. They're in a good position now, but you still have that feeling that anything could happen, and that will fuel the Ospreys.
100%. They're one mistake away, and you can see there, we saw previously, Prisciantelli, who, you know, captain of the team. There's no need to throw 50-50 offloads like that. It's just giving the Ospreys an opportunity.
Williams feeds Williams in the Ospreys midfield. Morris the conduit. Kasende comes round as the extra man. Hardy out to Tom Volta. Pass from Walsh just got almost deflected, I think. Certainly stemmed the flow of the Ospreys' move there.
Yeah, but the game is just descending now into error after error. It's getting even more scrappy than what it was, and it's just that little bit of quality now from both teams, and they're just living off each other's mistakes at the moment.
Yep, unforced errors just stunting the Ospreys at the moment, and Massimo Brunello will be happy with what he's seen since the break from his team. Now here we go. Jacopo Trulla thinks he's got 51 metres in that boot.
Yeah, this is a very un-Zebre-like move. You know, historically, even though they usually ship the bottom of the league, they get tries, and interestingly this season, you know, they haven't, prior to this game, got only 10 tries. So, but again, it's scoreboard pressure, isn't it? We'll see if he has the legs.
Well, I guess even if it doesn't get over, it's territorial advance. Trulla, has he got the direction? No, it's just dropped short. Not to be, but it does mean that Zebre have a line out just outside their opposition's 22.
Let's go.
Yeah, and I've no problem with the option. Seems disappointed, Trulla, because it did drop short in the end. Wonder if they get another opportunity. Same sort of area in the field, will they look to do the same again or not?
Ferrari, a safe take at the front of that Zebre line out and getting a bit of momentum into this maul. Glenn Warren in there he is wearing the 18. Fusco goes short and narrow. Kasende stays strong in the tackle. Ball still there though for Zebre. Tipperick and Deaves combining to hold their man up. Got to release him now. Nocera. Stavile. Penalty call again goes against the Ospreys. Fusco. Oh, Bertaccini showing good strength on the ball. Net ball back to Muhamed Hasa, but the Albanian can't get it clear. They'll go back for that earlier call. And suddenly, Zebre really upping the ante inside the Ospreys 22.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're able just to tag on, which I'm sure they will. Another 3 points here. It's just scoreboard pressure again, and Fusco did exceptionally well there to stay in. He went on his own. Can be one of those ones that if you go on your own, you get turned over. Teammates won't be too happy, but managed to recycle, and you know, if and when this goes through, it's really going to test the resolve of the Ospreys.
Simple 9-iron for the Zebre number 10.
Just going back, Simon, to your point now. You know, this is the stage now where you need players like Giacomo Da Re, Fusco, Garcia, who's on the bench. Can they make the right decisions now, the right parts of the field as a collective unit? Because they're in a perfect position here.
Well, Zebre's last win over a Welsh region was April of 22 against the Dragons. They've only got one win in this particular contest. That was 10 years ago. The likes of Brendan Leonard was playing for Zebre. Alan Wynne-Jones, of course. Dan Bigger were in the Ospreys ranks. Man out there, of course, Justin Tipperick. Now the deflection working for the Ospreys. Can they make something of this as Steph Thomas sets up position? Fender, Williams to Williams. Kieran Williams having to do some hard yards on the cutback several times in this game so far. Owen Watkin sensibly holding on to the ball, but the ball goes loose. And Zebre have a chance down this near side. JC puts it through. Keenan Giles in position as the sweeper. Hasn't had many an opportunity to really get going in this game. The Centurion for the Ospreys. Again, lack of precision at the breakdown for the Welsh side, and just cedes possession to their hosts. Prisciantelli walked down by Tipperick. Battle on the floor, and it's an illegal battle, says referee Kenny.
Spoke about game management, and there's a perfect example of it. Prisciantelli going away from his support. You know, was there the option to kick him behind, to apply even more pressure? You're running up against Tipperick, who's been one of the best back rows over the last 10 years. He's going to get you down. Ospreys over the ball. Yeah, that's a momentum swinger, you know. Look where Ospreys have got themselves now.
Owen Williams still calling those shots, still trying to keep a cool head as the hour mark ticks past. His team 12 points behind at the moment, just the two scores. There is Gonzalo Garcia, the Pumas scrum half, ready to come on, presumably to replace Alessandro Fusco. Not yet, says the referee. The take at the tail from Lewis Jones. Giles, slight build to be crash ball Charlie, and as a consequence can't get the ball back. Giovanni Licata, the replacement back rower, getting the adulation of his teammates.
That will really frustrate Toby Booth. First phase like that. Giovanni Licata needs to be blown out of there straight away.
Right, here comes Garcia into that pivotal role for Zebre, and now it's all about the game management from an Italian standpoint.
And Fusco's played well, deserves that round of applause. You know, he's been very prominent in everything good that Zebre have done, and sharp at the breakdown.
Swift transference of the ball across the Zebre backline. Giles in position to pick it up though. The last time the Ospreys were in Palma was January 23, and Zebre led 24-14 after an hour there. The tries from Morris and Morgan Williams, plus the boot of Stephen Myler, made the difference and gave the visitors victory on that occasion. Similar position now. Bench is trying to make the difference as Muhamed Hasa struggles to get over halfway. Delicate boot of Da Re. Plenty of time though for Jack Walsh.
Good carry by Hasa. Just playing the percentages, Da Re, and Jack Walsh. Only saw him a little bit towards the end of the first half. When he gets a bit of space, he's so dangerous, but he's generally been quiet. From an Ospreys standpoint, you'd want to get him, Giles on the ball.
And there's change in the Zebre pack. Matteo Canali on to replace Leonard Krumov in the second row. Into that midfield for Licata to explore possibilities. Ospreys have got to keep that fortitude in defence. Stavile reminds me of Aaron Persico. Do you remember Aaron Persico, Kiwi? He was half century for the Azzurri at different times, and there is
it's a good memory, Simon.
The way that he plays, and also, of course, the look.
Yeah, and he had a good stint, Stavile at Rovigo, and he's renowned for also playing a few games in the backs. That sort of shows his versatility. He's a very abrasive player, and he's looked aggressive, he's looked on it. He's a good player.
Time's up,
The bonfires have started. It is November after all. A little bit late for Guy Fawkes perhaps, but I don't suppose the Italians are too fussed about that. There you can see, well, in the second half I would have said it could have been the other way around. Zebre seemed to have dominated things since half-time.
It seems a bit surprising that. It certainly would have been that in the
first
half, absolutely, yeah.
Kieran Hardy just checking the call with his back line.
Bind. Set.
New ingredients in that scrum engagement. Ball there for the Ospreys backs. And Watkin, product of course of the Ospreys Academy. Tipperick.
No.
Hardy. Williams having to take almost man and ball there. Sets it back. Harri Deaves. Jack Walsh steps in at fly half with Williams temporarily out of position. Great take there from Zambonin. Prisciantelli, himself used to that pivotal role should it be needed. Walsh succeeds on the second take. Oh, the break from the Argentinian. Feeds his fellow countryman, and the ball's moved on to Gesi. Williams throws it out to Keelan Giles. Now, what can Giles try and operate from so deep in his own half, of course? That blue line seems quite rigid at the moment. Williams, lovely little pop inside for Kasende. Sees off one. Garcia snags his man, but the ball's still there for the visitors. Tipperick tries to keep things moving. Thomas and Ben Warren. Lewis Jones. Walsh and Williams just moving out one place. Foot out to Keelan Giles. Ospreys could really do with a bit of Giles magic now into the final quarter of an hour of this game. Australian doing well to rescue operations there. Jack Walsh, born in Florida but brought up in Manly. Tipperick running a lovely line, getting the support of Watkin, and the offload's there for Deaves. Ospreys now definitely onto the front foot inside the 22. Forwards combining well. They need to get points out of this invasion of the Zebre 22. Watkins throws wide. Kieran Williams, the pocket rocket, tries to fire from outside the 22. Fender. Blue line back in position. Watkin straightens things up. Williams thinks there's better opportunity on that left-hand side. Fender gets the offload, but the ball just goes loose. And here comes Zebre from their own 22. Slammed away by the double try scorer, JC. It's helter-skelter.
Helter-skelter, so unfortunate for the Ospreys at the end. Credit to them. Great phases, and when you need someone to step up, you look for your big players, and it was Tipperick getting his hands free, cutting a brilliant line, getting the offload. It's got Ospreys into that position. You still don't know which way it's going to go, even though there's 12 points in it. I feel the Ospreys, they can just keep constructing bits of play like that. They're not too far away from tagging on another try.
So Luke Davis on for Kieran Harding. The birthday boy's day is done. Max Nagy also back on into that 15 role.
Okay.
Bartolomeo taking time to catch his breath. He's certainly been all action.
Let's get the water off first.
Lewis Lloyd
And the doctor's off.
on to oppose the Zebre number 2. Again, they look for that front ball. It's a regular feature as a get out almost for the Ospreys line out. Into the charge comes Kieran Williams. Now, have a listen to this. I'm not quite sure which way he's gone with this.
That's a penalty. He stands up and he rubs his opposition head. Absolutely no need for that. So I'm reversing the penalty, okay?
Reverse the penalty, Stavile.
Too many penalties, okay? Too many penalties, okay?
On Ben Warren, an ungentlemanly conduct being picked up by the referee there. Credit to him.
I'm delighted to see it, because too many times you see it. And again, it's just that discipline thing. I mean, there's absolutely no need. You know, Ospreys lost their discipline there by taking Stavile out at the ruck, and it's just it's amazing what a momentum swinger these decisions can be.
10, 2, 12.
Well, it's Montemauri. There he is, replacing Da Re, presumably into fly half. And also the experience of Luca Bigi coming in as hooker, familiar sight. Yeah, Da Re coming off, not Prisciantelli, as that graphic showed. So, 10 minutes for the Ospreys to find 2 scores. Lewis Lloyd trying to get a bit of north-south momentum. Zebre holding firm at the moment. Again, Kieran Williams ducks his head and drives into the contact. Fender. Ben Warren trying to make sure the ball comes back on the white side. Davis. Williams. Again, the cutback from Kieran Williams, but you get the feeling the Zebre defence is almost ready for it now.
And again, the counter ruck again from Zebre.
Ball's available.
Casende steps in as feed, as the Ospreys bench tries to make a difference around the breakdown. That's the voice of Toby Booth you can hear. Whatever Zoom means, his team should get it. Tipperick trying to keep the momentum. Fender's put in a full shift on his return to action. You see the back rowers trying to cut the angle when the Ospreys feed them. Lloyd. Davis is going to feed this forward phalanx to go again. Ben Warren, also former number 8 back in his earlier days. There is the number 8, Morgan Morris. They're banging at the door without making too much headway. Have they got it now? Max Nagy almost, but not quite, but the ball's still there. Williams, quick transfer, it's on there. Keelan Charles tries to get it back inside, but all he can see is blue shirts. Good D from the home side, just quelling that Ospreys attack when it suddenly opened wide.
Geez, it wasn't pretty for about 90 seconds, but Zebre won't care. They've got, it's probably still Ospreys ball, probably, is it? Yeah. Giles managed to pass it in just before being bundled into touch, so still pressure on Zebre. Luca Bigi down, using all his experience, I'm sure, just making sure that the right messages are getting in.
Well, one thing's for sure, you cannot take your eyes off this game, albeit it's a 22-10 scoreline for the home side. 2,395 are captivated, whether they have Wales on their passports or Italy. It's Kenan Giles, I think, has finished his 100th game. Yeah, there's Yestin Hopkins, like-for-like replacement. And also Harri Deaves, being replaced by Tristan Davis. Still, the opportunity is there as Fender goes high. The scrum select gear. The backs come in to make sure it's a forward gear. They're going, and he's over. It's Lewis Lloyd, the 21-year-old, gets his first try for the Ospreys. And the Welsh team are very much still in this game.
It's just adding to the drama of this game. What a finish we're in for. And all credit to the Ospreys, you know. Pounding away. That's no more than they deserve. Particularly in the last sort of 6-7 minutes of play. This will just make Zebre a little bit nervy. More nervous than what they were.
Well, I mentioned how young this Ospreys bench was, but they show no fear, and they've come on and made a difference. Can Owen Williams make a difference to that scoreline? Job done. Right, here we go. 6 minutes left of this contest. 5 points the difference.
And it's who's got the composure now. The composure from Zebre maybe to play the game in the right area. The composure for Ospreys, can they orchestrate another opportunity to get into Zebre territory?
Good take. I think that was Lewis Jones by the looks of it as he went to ground. Now, the visitors have to keep their eye on the ball literally and metaphorically, make sure they're playing in the right sort of areas. Zebre, well, it's a long 6 minutes if they're going to try and keep hold of the ball and just pick and drive their way up the pitch. Garcia gets plenty of height on that. Nagy can't get his hands on it.
This is a big win for the Ospreys. Line out at the 10-metre line, and it's amazing to think, going back to that try, what it came from. Stavile's reverse penalty paid the ultimate price.
Yep, ill discipline, costing the confidence you would expect of Zebre. Can they hold on to their belief that they are going to win this game? Nice little offload into Iestyn Hopkins. Williams. Kasende scored his first try for the Ospreys in the 18th minute of this contest. And they would love to get a second before the 80th minute.
Just noticed the Zebre have changed how they're defending around the ruck. They're not putting pressure, they're just leaving it. They're probably biding their time, picking their moments for when to go, whenever it's the right time.
Off the foot, play off the foot.
Nagy spots a gap behind it, but I think that was Giacomo Ferrari who was adept enough to put the block in and pick up the rebound as well. Stavile looks like he's playing on one leg.
I think he's out on his feet, but just not the right option there. Maybe a little bit of inexperience coming in there.
And two Argentinians combining to get that box kick up, but Williams safe and secure underneath it. Ospreys having to go from deeper, but go they do. Watkin and Tipuric playing together once again. Kieran Williams has got to be careful there. Morris and Steph Thomas combining. Ospreys need to try and find that gap, find the break. Playing lots of possession, but they're in their own half. Hopkins with a little slide pass, gets the offload, but the offload falls to Licata. And with 2.5 minutes left, it's Zebre that have possession and have the lead. Prisciantelli ambushed with the ball. Does well to set it back.
Again, it's don't know what they're up to there. A big pass from Licata. Ospreys a chance. Sniff of a turnover.
Backwards up, White. Come back.
Oh, the scraps picked up in the end by Muhamed Hasa.
He's pinned in and the ball is there.
The clock is Zebre's friend. But they cannot afford any mistakes now. Oh, the kick through from Prisciantelli, and it's gifted possession back to the opposition. Tristan Davis sets it up, and here come the Welsh side, albeit from deep. Luke Davis surveys the options, picks up his namesake Tristan. Williams and Williams. Oh, now Williams does get the break. Good positioning from Dan Kasende. And the Ospreys now getting up through the gears a little bit quicker. Hopkins just a little out of line. Up to halfway go the Ospreys. Nagy throws it long to Kasende. Kasende looking for a defender out of place, just a step, but holding on to the ball. And it looks like Zebre have held on to the lead.
This man here, he rolled out the way.
The thing with Zebre, you're never sure until that final whistle goes. Almost doing everything to give Ospreys the ball back. And credit to Ospreys, they were huffing and puffing, but weren't really going anywhere.
Time check, please. Is the stadium clock correct? Yes, stadium clock is correct.
Well, the Zebre
79:51, so 9 seconds left.
No, the Zebre players told there's 9 seconds left. And no matter what Massimo Brunello sends down to his team, he's saying the players have sorted it out themselves. Matteo Canali says tap, go, drive, wait for 7 seconds, and then boot the ball out towards the city centre. Time is up. Gonzalo Garcia is told. Comes out a bit loose, but it ends up in the stands, and the referee's whistle confirms that Zebre have got their second win of the season. They start this second tranche of games with victory at the Stadio Sergio Lanfranchi. Jace's double put them in the lead at the break. His wing partner Trulla extended that lead, and despite the try